Hey everyone, it's Connor back from This Old Farm, and today we get some different stuff going on. Starting out here, we're going to show you what we did last night. Last night was Thursday evening, and I came up on Thursday and we goofed around a little bit. I think Rick made some video stuff. I don't know that I did any. He bought, this is the one that he had, but he bought an Oliver disc and a case disc the other weekend there. This is the one that he had, which is identical to the one that he bought. And as you can probably tell, it's missing some gangs on it. Well, we started making some offsets. This is one, the first one we made. What we did is we took two gangs, cut them off of the rest of the disc, of course, and then we took a couple parts from the disc. We took the hitch off. We also took these two, there's one here and one here, those angle irons, and used that as our frame, and made an offset disc out of it. You can see we've got a big fuel barrel on here, which is one of the old three that were up there. And what we determined was, we made the first pass and the disc was way too light. We actually, on one of these, I think it was that spot there roughly, when I went over it, the entire back end of the disc came up into the air and then slammed back down. So what we did is we threw the fuel barrel on there and filled it with water. We didn't fill it full. Its gauge says it's at quarter of a tank, which should be, it's a 300-gallon barrel, so half a tank would be 150. You can do the math if you want to figure out what quarter of a tank is, but whatever that transmits into weight, about 8 gallons per, or 8 pounds per gallon of water. So we added some weight and it cut in a lot nicer. Had it hooked up to Mr. M. If you saw the video short of the M running nice and smoothly, a happy M is a smooth M video, or video short. That was after doing the disking, letting it cool off to shut it down. Yeah, after we added the weight to it, it actually disced out really rather nicely. Just did a couple passes back and forth here. Last pass I got stuck with the tractor, so that's what we did yesterday evening. Now tonight here we're going to go through and we got to do a little bit of lawn maintenance. Rick is going to take the is it the Economy Power King, something like that. It's got a couple different names, I think. He's going to take that and he's going to till up the second part of the garden here, the fenced in area of the garden, because Miss Katie would like to plant the garden. Katie is Rick's wife, for those of you that don't know. So she would like to plant the garden, so Rick's gonna do that. While he's doing that, we're gonna take possibly the cub lowboy and mow the lawn. Now this part we probably won't do it with the cub, but there's an area where last fall there we took and did some dirt work, and it needs to be mown really badly. So we're gonna, maybe, depending on how high the cub will lift the mower deck up, I gotta go over and take a look at it, and because I don't remember exactly how, if I can adjust that to lift it, have it lift higher or what, and how exactly high we want it to lift. But I'm gonna come take a look over at it, and we might see about using the cub in there. The only thing that's gonna suck is them wheels being flip-flop. Now I could flip one, but then I still got the other one that's gonna be screwed up on me. So all right, so our disc build that we went through and did last Thursday there, we've pretty well found that it's not gonna work. It's got too many problems. The first of which that we've found we're gonna show you right now. This is the third time that this has happened. So when we get walked up over here, we'll let you guys see. The plan going forward with it is probably turning it into a 3-point hitch disc. But we'll see what happens. The design has changed for the next build, because the plan is to buy up a bunch of these larger 13-foot discs, like what are behind me, 13, 14, 12, 10, whatever, and cut them up, shrink them down, make little discs that farm all H's and M's, and the equal can pull around. So that is the first of our 2 problems that we have with this. The front gang gets caught and flips itself up. So Rick thinks we're gonna turn it into a 3-point hitch disc. Yeah, it doesn't. This isn't quite working too good for us. So Rick's coming with the excavator to flip that back down. We'll unhook it, dump the water out of the tank, so on and so forth. Because I haven't even been able to make one whole pass around the field yet. The other problem is that it keeps spinning out my tractor. Now that could be because my tractor has not very good tires on it and not a lot of weight on it. But yeah, it keeps getting me stuck, keeps flipping up the disc, so that's not gonna work. The plan going forward is we're gonna do one of those single gang style of disc where you have one this way and then one that way in a line with each other, rather than have them tandem. This would be considered a tandem disc. We'll do a single tandem, single gang, or this would be a double gang. That's the word I'm looking for, is gang. This is a dual gang. We'll do a single gang, like I say, one going that way, one going the other way. It won't have, usually if you buy, when you buy the single gang discs, like nowadays you find it on Marketplace, but back then when you bought them brand new, they have a variable hitch, we'll call it, so you can change the wedge. So we'll come over here, we'll demonstrate using the case. The single gang, when you buy the disc, and the dual gangs are the same way, they had a piece on the hitch where you could adjust the pitch of how they are angled, so you could either have them straight in a line or you can make them point in like those ones are. In the case of the one that we're going to build, it's going to be a permanent wedge, I'll call it. There won't be any adjustment, it'll just be put it at what we want to put it at, and that's what it's at. So sorry, I'm doing a terrible job of camera work here. So Rick's over here, we'll get this flipped up, unhook the M from it, get it pulled away, and go from there, I guess. So I suppose I better start making video again, huh? It's about 6 o'clock in the evening. We have the Kubota and Rick's John Deere 13-foot. We didn't take the new one that he's got over here, but Rick is taking his M, his Farm All M, and the new John Deere cultivator, or whatever the heck it is, and he's gonna see. It might be low enough. What he wants to try and do is he just wants to take the cultivator there and kind of break up clumps. But we're going through, we've got the main long part of the field done here. What I'm doing now is I'm going through and doing the outer edge to take out the dead furrow, and then going diagonally to kind of break up some of the unevenness, because people's plows don't all match each other. That's the only problem with plow day, is you get these weaves and waves and stuff, because not everybody's plow matches each other, not everybody's doing the same depth, or not everybody's throwing as far, or whatever this case might be. So it just means we just have to go through with the disc and kind of fill them in. So that's what we're doing. Not much else to report on, I guess. Things are going fairly well. Boat is pulling it just fine. Air conditioning could work better, but could be doing that. No cab, so yeah, we'll try and grab maybe some film for you guys or whatever, and yeah, I guess that's all I got for you. We'll talk to you in a second, maybe. 150 bucks. That thing runs super nice. Well, it's the next morning, and I know I said I was gonna get you guys, maybe get you guys footage of disking. I kind of ended up deciding not to, because we made that disking video up at Squatch 253's place, and I figured we didn't need to see disking again. We all kind of have the relative idea. We'll visit again next year. Anyways, this is the field. This is the area that was kind of worstly plowed. I don't know really what went on here, but it did not get a super good job down. As you can see, it turned out super nice. Rick, running that field cultivator, he went up and down this a couple passes, and it turned out super nice. We followed with the disc, and we pretty much did that same deal all across the whole field. I see a little spot I missed last night. This whole part, I think he went over it maybe 2 times, maybe 3 times, and again, it turned out super nice. The sod clumps are pretty well chunked up. They're not real bad. What we're gonna do now today is we have to move that stack of round bales over there, and then we're going to go through and grab the Brillman packer that Rick has. It's supposed to be like a cedar packer thing, but we don't use the cedar option on it anymore. It's just going to be a packer, and flatten out the ground here, because Rick's little two-row, there's the word, 2-row corn planter, IHC corn planter, likes the ground to be very flat, I guess. So eventually one of these days we're gonna get a 4-row planter, but that's not in the cards for getting this field done. So we'll move these bales, and then I'll show you guys quick the packer. We'll go through and pack the field down. We gotta unhook the disc. We gotta unhook the field cultivator from Rick's tractor. That worked really slick. That was the best 25 bucks he spent. There's the packer. So we'll hook this up. One of these days this thing's gonna turn into a get the lift mechanism, running gear, whatever the heck you want to call it, off of his old Oliver disc that we cut up this weekend, because it's too heavy for 3-point, I guess. And so we'll run that in the field, and then we'll probably, I'm gonna guess we'll take the Super C, because that's the only thing small and with the drawbar still on it, and go plant our corn. It'll be nice to get that in the ground. It's supposed to rain Tuesday and Wednesday, which is awesome. That's why we are pushing really hard to get corn in the ground this weekend. Today's our final day. Of course, I don't have Monday off. Thanks, district. Yeah, I don't have Monday off, so can't plant tomorrow. We gotta try and get it done today so that it gets rained on Tuesday and Wednesday. So I'm gonna go unhook the disc and maybe move Rick's field cultivator out of the way. I don't know if it's in the way or not. And then switch from the bucket to the pallet forks with the bale spear on it instead of the pallet forks, and get some things rolling here. So we'll talk to you guys in a little bit.
There's nothing more dangerous than a farmer or a welder. What if his name's Rick Bork and he's been drinking?
So
I'm just asking.
So we're making this back into a pull type because it's too heavy for 3-point stuff, right?
The hitch was broken on it when I got it.
Oh, so that's why I say we're making it back into a pull type. Eventually we're gonna cut off those seed boxes, right?
Yep.
And then put the a lift mechanism off of the one of those discs onto this, so that we can take it down the road and stuff. So we'll get that welded up, hook it up behind the diesel, and talk to you guys then.
the corn that Rick has planted, because the packing wheels on his planter, they don't pack very well. They don't fill back in the spots. So that's what we're going through and doing, at least until about maybe 10 o'clock, and then I'm gonna call it quits. Being that, I gotta find my spot. Being that I have work tomorrow, and then I only have one light, so I can't really see what I'm doing on the left side anyways. So Rick will continue packing tomorrow, and then I'll come up tomorrow evening, and we're gonna do some stuff on Tuesday, 4th of July, Tuesday. because of being up here so much throughout the week. Well, we'll see. I'll try and get it out, but I can't make any promises, so we'll do our best, I guess. But anyways, I'll leave you guys off with a little bit of Super MTA diesel running in the evening sky. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys all next time.